What makes EOS more than just an operating system? It's the people who believe in it, the partners who power it, the companies who show up not just to grow their business, but to grow their people. These are the ones helping entrepreneurs level up. These are my top 5 sponsors for the EOS 2025 conference. Positive Intelligence.
Michael Burke of Positive Intelligence, helping get rid of head trash.
We all have that voice in our head, second guessing, criticizing, holding us back. Positive Intelligence helps you overcome what they call head trash. It's brain science turned into daily mental fitness. They help rewire your mind, build resistance, and unlock peak performance and happiness. Because when you train your mind, your business follows.
So this idea of the judge is in every human brain. It's just brain science. There's nothing more complicated than that. So the judge has this funny way of criticizing yourself first, focusing on your weaknesses and certainly your past failures. Those failures stick with us. They stick in our memory. And then we start having a little self-doubt. I failed that one time, or I'm wondering if I'm capable enough. Think imposter syndrome. That comes from this thing called the judge. And then it also kind of reflects outwardly on other people, where we doubt their capabilities.
It's that voice in your head that's saying, you're not good enough. Why you? What if you fail? Better to be safe. That's for somebody else. That's not for you. It's all that self-doubt that keeps creeping in. And it's kind of that ego that's designed to keep you safe, right? And I remember from the book, it was great talking about, we learned all these things as survival mechanisms when we were children to keep us safe, to keep from being kicked out of the family, from the safety of our parents. Right. But no one ever told us how to turn those things off. And I think that was when you start to recognize that, then you can start to make progress. But until you actually understand that's what's going on behind the scenes, you just keep playing by the judge's rules, if you will, or the saboteurs.
So automatic when you're facing uncertainties, particular. It's just stay alive. Your brain just wants to stay alive. So it plays safe. There is another part of your brain that is an incredible problem solver. Real thinks out in the future with innovation. All of our visionaries, right? Even our integrators, like they're looking at a problem saying, yes, there's a way through, but you have to activate that part of your brain, because like you said, the default is the negative, unsure part of yourself.
Profit Works. Your team works hard, but do they like the owners? Profit Works creates culture of ownership by teaching teams how businesses really work. Through transparent incentive plans and financial education, they eliminate entitlement and ignite engagement. Because when employees understand the numbers, they help drive them.
My brother and I started the company to help employees think and act like owners, but just kept doing EOS sessions. And I wrote Stretch Not Snap, which is a sequel to Get a Grip. And so I got to use the same characters, and like they're running on EOS, everything's going great, but they have this sort of entitlement mentality with the employees that they're trying to eradicate from the business, so that the employees become like active participants in driving profit and really understanding how they connect to BTO. So that's why I'm here, is like trying to help inspire entrepreneurs.
We take for granted that our employees do not know how the business actually runs. We just assume they do. And if we stop and think about it, nobody really taught us, the owners and the founders. We just kind of learned out of necessity of how a business works. So when you're making X amount of dollars in gross revenue, they're not necessarily doing the same math from a P&L standpoint that you're doing. So it could also create some kind of resentment, like the owner's making all this money, I'm doing all the work. So really kind of opening the kimono and saying, come in, take a look at how this works, and having that transparency is building that trust as well, but them having an appreciation of not only how the business works, but how they fit into that business.
We're hiring here, and I'm wondering if you want to,
Work better now.
Now we provide high-performing talent that works out of their homes throughout Latin America for U.S.-based small and mid-sized businesses.
We can all appreciate that finding the right person for the right seat can be hard. That's why Work Better Now connects businesses with top-tier talent across Latin America. Every hire goes through rigorous vetting. You get precision-matched professionals who integrate fast and perform at the highest level without all the hiring risk.
Which is in the U.S., particularly for small and mid-sized businesses that need a certain type of talent, like entrepreneurial talent, that talent's very hard to come by. We're in a serious talent crisis. And if you look at the demographic trends, it's only going to get worse. Okay, so as a small business, you need great talent. You need the right people in the right seats, as they say at EOS. And it's getting harder and harder to find those people, and they're getting very expensive. We have high-performing talent throughout Latin America. They go through a very rigorous process to become Work Better Now certified professionals. We get about 5,000 applications a month. It's usually between 1 or 2% get approved.
The Sales Collective.
My name is Kate Norton for The Sales Collective, really solving sales issues. Typically, it's do I have the right people in the right seats for the sales seat? Am I confident that I can hire the right people in the right seats? Do I have the right process so that when I bring these people in, or the folks that are currently there, are they all executing the same way?
Sales isn't magic, it's muscle. The Sales Collective builds that muscle by assessing, developing, and training salespeople based on 21 core competencies. From hiring with the sales DNA to upskilling current teams, they turn guesswork into growth. Real sales success is built by design.
Probably the most impactful coaching data is motivation style. So they're going to be able to assess if their salespeople are extrinsically motivated. Are they motivated by money, things, trips, comp, bonuses? Are they intrinsically motivated? Are they motivated by joy and love of what they do and mastery of the sales craft, pats on the back, things like that? Or are they altruistically motivated? Are they out for the greater good? And do they just want to really make people shine? Coming from somebody who sat in the sales seat for so many years and worked for really large enterprise companies that through training and developing and coaching at their sales teams constantly, to coming to the entrepreneurial world where there isn't that investment.
Right.
And visionaries get the Vistage and the EO and the forums, and the integrators get all these things, but the salespeople need some of that professional
And
development.
I think that's the problem too, is that as the founders, we want our salespeople to sell the way we sold and how we got to where we are, and expecting them, give them the same opportunities, the same tools, that they will do the same thing that we do the same way. And that can't be further from the truth. And I think that's what the sales DNA, what I understand it does, it says you're leading them the wrong way. You're leading the way you want to be led.
Yeah.
That's not the way they want to be led.
It's
or how
absolutely
they-
true. We like to say, watch me is not a
Right.
strategy for sales success.
Right.
The visionary can't just say, hey, watch me, and do it just like me.
Vivid Performance Group.
We do something that nobody else here at the conference does. We help employees, teams, and leaders build more trust. And we have our own proven suite of solutions that activates, elevates, and perpetuates trust.
Every thriving team runs on trust. But trust isn't just built on good vibes, it's built on behavior. Vivid Performance Group measures the habits that build and break trust and helps its leaders turn those insights into action. So whether it's culture, conflict, or communication, they help people work better together for better results in your company.
What we do that's different is that we actually assess the behaviors that are building and breaking trust. That's the data. And then the duo or team or organization chooses some goals around the behaviors to improve. They create a process and implement it. We focus in on data and process around trust.
EOS isn't just a framework, it's a community. And these partners are helping entrepreneurs build stronger businesses, better teams, and better lives. Shout out to all of my top 5 sponsors for the EOS 2025 conference.